Bedtime over here. And this segment is called Bedtime Story with Mrs. Cat. I have my snuggle buddy from Jesus above here. This is Lucille. You know Mrs. Cat has 7 kingdom kids? I do. So, as we get ready to start our story, oh, hold on. You see my friends? What time is it? It's time to choose our snuggle buddy. Oh, I'm so excited. Yes. Lucille chose her snuggle buddy. Look. That's her snuggle buddy. And I'm going to choose one of Lucille's snuggle buddies, Miss Jellybeans. Here's Miss Jellybeans. So this is my snuggle buddy. Miss Lucille has her snuggle buddy. Do you have your snuggle buddy? All right.
Well, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to go get your snuggle buddy. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, I'm snug in my bed and I'm ready to read our story tonight. So let's get started.
Boy King Josiah, 2 Kings chapter 22 through verses 1 through chapter 23, verse 3. A boy named Josiah became the king of Judah when he was only 8 years old. Josiah loved God. Many bad kings had ruled before him. The temple in Jerusalem had started to crumble. People had not worshipped there for many years. King Josiah decided to fix it up. He wanted his people to worship God in the temple again. So Josiah hired workers to repair it. One day, as the men were working, a priest found a scroll hidden in the wall. The priest showed the scroll to the king. It was the book of the law. King Josiah called everyone together. Then he read them God's law. The people all made a promise to each other and God. We will always obey God's laws. The brave queen. Esther chapters 1 through 10. Esther was Jewish. That means she was an Israelite. She lived in the land of Persia with her older cousin Mordecai. The king of Persia needed a new queen. He announced, "Bring me the most beautiful women from all over my kingdom." Esther was one of the women sent to the palace. When the king met Esther, he chose her to be his queen. Haman was the king's chief helper. He hated the Jewish people. They were God's people. Haman wanted everyone to bow down to him. Mordecai refused to bow down to Haman. Mordecai would only bow down to God. Haman went to the king. He said, "The Jews are bad people. You should sign a law that will help me get rid of them." So the king signed the new law. God's people were in great danger. Mordecai heard about the new law. He ran to tell Esther, "You must save yourself and the rest of God's people. Perhaps God has made you the queen for this reason." So Esther came up with a plan. It would be very risky for her. Esther invited the king and Haman to a special dinner. Then she asked the king, Why does Haman want to get rid of me?" The king was surprised. She said, "I am Jewish. Haman tricked you into signing a new law that would get rid of all the Jews." The king told his guards, "Arrest Haman." Then he made Mordecai his new chief helper. He told Queen Esther, "I will make a new law that will keep you and your people safe." God used Esther to save his people. Fiery furnace, Daniel chapter 3. King Nebuchadnezzar's army had defeated the Israelites. Now he was their ruler. King Nebuchadnezzar built a golden statue. Then he made a bad law. It said, "When the music plays, everyone must bow down and worship the statue. Those who disobey will be thrown into the fiery furnace." The music began to play. The people fell down and worshipped the statue. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused. "We only worship the true God," they said. The king was mad. The king said, "Make the furnace extra hot." He had the 3 men thrown inside. Yet, when the king looked into the furnace, there were 4 men walking around. One of them looked like an angel from God. The king shouted to the men, "Come out! Your God has saved you!" The fire had not hurt them. They did not even smell like smoke. So the king made them rulers in his kingdom. Daniel and the lions. Daniel chapter 6. Darius became the new king of Babylon. Daniel was his chief helper. The king's other helpers did not like Daniel. They said to the king, "You are such a wonderful king. You should make a new law that for the next 30 days, everyone must pray only to you. If they disobey, they will be thrown into the lion's den." King Darius made the new law, but Daniel kept praying to God because Daniel loved God. The king's helpers caught him praying. They told King Darius, "Now you must throw Daniel into the lion's den." The king knew he had been tricked, but he had to obey his new law. Daniel was thrown into the lion's den. He was not afraid. He knew God would take care of him. King Darius told Daniel, "I hope your God will save you." That night, the king could not sleep. He was too worried about Daniel. At sunrise, the king hurried to the lion's den. "Has your God saved you from the lions?" he called. "Yes," answered Daniel. "My God sent his angel to protect me." So Daniel returned to the palace. Then King Darius ordered everyone to honor and respect God. Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. Zechariah chapter 4, verses 10.
Well, friends, that was a wonderful story. Mrs. Cat is tired, but before we go to sleep, did you enjoy the story? That's good. Can you tell Mommy and Daddy who the main characters were in this story? Very good. Did they solve the problem in this story? Good. If they did,
What was the solution? What did they agree upon to fix or solve the problem? Very good. Well, I couldn't go without letting you know that my very own snuggle buddy is in bed. You want to see? Okay. Well, Miss Cat's going to her bed. I'm nice and warm. And I will see you next time at Bedtime Stories with Miss Cat. Okay? Good night. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Good night.